And we're back. It's been a long time, man. Long time. Long time.
Has it?
I mean, you and I, we still speak on the phone, but we haven't recorded a pod in a while.
That's true. You know, the first week that we missed, both Jamil and Razvan on the same day on the Monday were like, "Where's the podcast?" Like they both. Like I know Jamil, he goes to work, and he has like 3 or 4 podcasts that are his Monday morning podcasts. You know, while at work and also going to work. So he was like,
Nice.
he was like, "You ruined my Monday." And when he speaks, like, because he's got a bit of, he's got a bit of an Arabic accent. Anyway, so.
None of my friends asked where the podcast is. None of them.
Yeah, it's because you need to understand, I'm your only friend. You don't need other friends, man. This is turning into a Stephen King novel where I'm like, you only need me. You need no one else.
Yeah. Speaking of...
So wait.
Yeah? No, please go ahead.
Well, so I wanted to say, I mean, we've got a couple of things to catch up on.
Yeah.
But one thing we got to catch up on is that snazzy, sexy bookshelf you got going on in the back. What's going on there?
Oh, yes, for the listeners who can't see it. I got a bigger bookshelf, 2 bigger bookshelves because I was running out of space for my books. And this, I freaking love it. It was a lot of work and my back actually still hurts. I think it's from carrying it around. It just still hurts, but I'm really loving it. Now I have space again. So I already ordered some couple new books. And yeah. I also have to read all of them. Jesus.
It looks like, because before it looked like, oh well, no, the one right behind you is like filled to the brim.
Yeah, that's still the same. So it's way smaller. The one to your left, it looks like there's a lot of space in it, because I remember the bookshelves before were pretty full, right? Yeah. So, I mean, well, some of them are still double. I mean, they're completely packed. Some of the rows. So. If I would distribute them properly, then it would still look pretty full, actually. But I wanted to categorize them by category, so it's sectionized.
You wanted to categorize them by category?
Yeah, so I have categories such as comedy. I've one about writing. I have one about fiction. I have one for business. I have one for strategy. I have one for negotiation. I have one for copywriting. Yeah. I have one for dating, relationships, and sex. I have one
are the dating books so that you can get better at dating or what?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also do you pile them up so that they're in a pile or what?
I don't get it.
God, I'm trying to roast you because you said I'm categorizing them into categories. So I'm trying to... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in, I think, our second episode. How it's kind of looked down upon when you read a book about relationships, but... It's supposed to be one of the most important things in our lives, and people still don't read books about it. Why wouldn't you learn from experts who studied this field and have experiences and learn from them about this?
Yeah. Like Mark, he's an expert, so we should
Mark
really
Manson,
listen to him.
Exactly. So we read his book.
Exactly. Mark, you're the expert, Mark.
Right. Yeah. So that's a great book, and then there are a couple of others. So totally, about attachment... theories.
I mean, like, honestly. Oh, sorry, dude. I keep interrupting you, but but I mean, even old, like even older philosophers and authors. I mean, even in the Bible and stuff. I'm sure even in the Quran and things like that. I mean, I haven't read any of these books, but I'm sure that even there's stuff about relationship, and also. Obviously not like the way it's written now. Now it's written more direct and things like that. But like that, it's an age-old thing. Like, where would you find out about relationships and things like that? You would find out from your elders. Yeah. And now that we have book form, now that we have written form and it's so readily available, why not find out from other people around the world who have expertise in certain things?
Dude, absolutely. I mean, I remember I was hanging out with my sister and my cousin and some family friend, and my cousin is I think at the time she was like 16, and so we're talking about relationships. So the family friend asks her about whether she has a boyfriend. She says no, and or so, I don't know what it was, but she then said
My cousin said something about guys. She said something. And then the family friend said, oh, don't ever tell a guy that. Meaning, don't ever tell him something that makes him look weak or bad or something like that. And we didn't say anything because it was in Korea and, you have to respect your elders. But my sister got so mad afterwards and she told my cousin, like, don't listen to that because you have to say what you feel like. Even if you make the other person look maybe hurt a bit or, I mean, what a kind of, just to protect a man's ego, she should hold herself back. Didn't make any sense, right? So I'm just saying this because advice we get from other people can often be so misconstrued and bad.
That's because relationships are complex.
True.
Certain things I think make sense in certain situations. Like, I don't think it's always bad to... It's not always good to be direct. It's not always...
No, I mean, she didn't say that either. I just don't know the exact scenario anymore, but it was really
I totally understand. I totally understand what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically like, don't ever make the man look bad because he might not take it well. And you're a woman, so you have to... Something like that, and it was just BS. So... Yeah, in any case, we're gonna.
What it is.
It is what it is, and I believe the most important a decision we're gonna take in our life is about our life partner, because it can ruin us or it can enhance us. Right? If you have the best partner,
I'm not gonna roast you this time. I'm not gonna roast you this time about that one. I already.
Yeah. We already talked about it. Okay.
Yeah, I already roast. No. I meant. No.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You already roasted me back then. Yeah.
Exactly. One roast is enough.
Yeah, because, I mean, I never had a very long-term happy relationship, whereas you had a long-term unhappy relationship, so I guess you can teach more,
No,
right?
It wasn't unhappy, you fucking idiot. It wasn't fucking unhappy. It wasn't unhappy. It was super happy. What are you talking about?
It was? Oh, yeah. Why did it end then?
Dude, things end sometimes.
Yeah,
so
no, I completely understand.
You don't have to, like, that doesn't mean that it was unhappy. Jesus
Of course.
Christ,
I mean, otherwise it wouldn't have lasted so long, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could have lasted a little shorter, but it's
okay. But I mean,
we kind of were beating a dead horse, let's say, towards.
But because you had a happy relationship before, so I guess you were assuming you can get back on track again.
Yeah, I mean, these things are hard, right? Like when you're it's easy to say from the outside, like, oh yeah, you guys, Right. But when you're inside, it's a bit different. Like right. I mean, I think I don't know if this is just with me, but like when you're with someone for even a year or 2 years, it's like it's hard to imagine how your life was before without them, and
right.
definitely even harder to imagine how your life would be without them, because you're so used to the daily, right. everything. So. Right. But it is what it is,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, by the way, Simon Gonzalez is saying that too now, because I told him about that. Because he was saying it is what it is, and I told him, no. Have you seen Last Chance U on Netflix? And he was like, a bit, and I was like, yeah, you gotta watch it because there's that one scene, that one guy who's super likable.
One scene, it happens in like every episode.
What's his name again? I hope he's doing well, man.
I think it's Andre, or wasn't it Andre? No.
But everyone loved him so much. And then
he's the best.
He was the best,
and
because it was so sad. Also,
yeah, he was like the guy with the heart of gold, like just a nice guy through and through. But then, like where he came from, doing him no favors. Like talented, strong, golden heart,
huge guy, but super
huge guy. But the only thing that he didn't have going for him was basically his environment. His environment was a very tough, negative one. Let's say, yeah.
I mean, what was it like? I think his dad killed his mom, and then he wrote his dad from who was in prison already. He wrote him, "Are you gonna kill me as well?" But like I don't know, something. It was super sad.
Yeah, and his dad, really not
sad.
Good. Really not good at all. Yeah.
We always talk about the sad stuff. Yeah. Anyways, dude.
Speaking of TV shows.
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, dude, has it ever happened before that I have more facial hair than you? I think this is the first.
No, actually, it's good that you brought it up, because I did want to mention it and then I forgot. But dude, look at that facial hair, man. You look like a freaking caveman, dude.
Yeah, you like it? It's it's getting there. I don't like it on the sides, but it's pretty alright. I told myself
I've never seen like facial hair on you where I'm like, oh, it's actually like it's like wild. It's like wild growth here.
Do you like? Is this wild?
Because the thing is, you'll grow it for 6 months, but it'll look like a really neat, as if you just went to the friseur and got a really neat like goatee done.
To the hairdresser.
But now it looks like you haven't shaved for a while, and it's like growing out wildly. You're starting to look like a caveman, dude.
Oh, hey, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the look I want to go with, though. Actually.
I mean, it's a good quarantine look, right?
I guess, but it's. I don't want to look too wild, you know.
Yeah, that's
that makes
true.
Sense.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't really fit.
But yeah, thanks a lot. I'm gonna grow it a bit more. I mean, already in the first lockdown. For people who don't know, Germany and Austria are back in lockdown mode. So, I've grown this for I think 3 weeks now. Yeah.
Okay, it looks good, man. But you look like you loco, dude.
Oh,
you look
I'm
like
loco,
you're from
man.
You look like you're from the Vatos Locos, man.
What the fuck is Vatos again? You mentioned it already.
Doesn't Vatos mean like people? Or like the homies?
I don't know.
Vatos means like the people or something.
I also never understood. Hey, ese. The ese means in Spanish. It means that. So it means hey that. It doesn't make any. I don't know. That's ese means.
Dude,
or this.
Be honest, dude.
Eso?
How do you feel you would fare if you had grown up like in the ghetto?
Dude, I don't think I think it's hard to say because we would be completely different people. And I think when people talk about crime and criminals, they always completely forget that part. They always judge very, very quickly. I myself included very often. But if we see the whole context, dude, that's the only way often they can go, and it's hard to blame them actually. Obviously, in the end, it is their responsibility.
You want to see the wait, why? I asked you just how you would do. I didn't ask you like what your.
I know, but I just think
what your commentary on the whole thing is.
No, but people I think very often forget how. Just imagine you live in a neighborhood where you have no other opportunities. You see violence every single day.
All I'm asking is that if you would be one of the Vatos Locos, or if you would be
I'm giving you
one
an
of the bitch
economist's
boys.
answer or something. Yeah, like a sociologist.
You must understand that the circumstances are they can form the opinions and the behaviors that occur in teenage behavior. Oh my god, dude! I just wanted to ask you if you would be part of the Vatos Locos or no.
I think so.
You'd be part of the Vatos Locos?
Dude, I mean, it's hard to say.
You think you'd be tough enough? You think you'd be tough enough to get into the Vatos Locos?
Dude, if you grow up in a neighborhood like that, you will be tough. There's no other way you can survive anyways.
Dude, I'm going to move to one of those neighborhoods. I need to be tough.
I mean, now it's a bit...
now it's too late.
Dude, I honestly
think... Hey,
think...
what's up? I want to get tough. Can I move in with you? Get the fuck out of here, homie. Before you get jacked up, man. Some guy with a huge mustache like, what's up, homie? Get out of here, homie. You're gonna get fucked up, man.
Dude, have you seen On My Block?
No, which one is that?
It's on Netflix. For some reason, it's not so big in Europe. I think in the US it was quite big for a while. But they also did not continue, I believe it. I think it got cancelled. But it's about this, also like a ghetto, but it's more about teenagers. So it's a bit funnier, but it also has the serious side. Because one of the kids... he's supposed to join a gang and stuff, and yeah, they're trying to get him out of it.
Oh, dude, that's messed up, dude.
It is messed up. But
there's this one YouTube video I saw which I love, where and I'm happy I never had to go through any of this shit. But there's this guy standing there, and he like opens his camera, and he's like, "Alright, so this is for all you fools out there gangbanging, trying to recruit these kids. You want to come recruit my kid? Come talk to me." Now, anyways, and then he turns around and and his kid is standing in the back, like really, like, you know, and then he goes up to his kid and he's like, "So you want to gangbang, huh? You a man? What's up? Look at me." And then he's like telling his kid like, "You want to be part of a gang, you know? Then all right, be a man. Come, let's fight. And then he like slaps his kid or something. And he's like, "You know what? You're not tough enough. You don't want to stand up to me." And the kid's like, "No." And he's like, "You want to join a gang? And the kid's like, "No, I don't. And he's like, "I go upstairs." And then the kid goes upstairs, and then he turns back to the camera and he's like, "And all you fools trying this shit, you want to bring the, you know," and then he like challenges all the gang guys who are like trying to recruit his kid. He's like, "Come talk to me." And I just thought it was like the coolest bit. He just like,
I mean, he shouldn't have slapped his kid, but
I mean, dude, honestly, like, if you're dealing with, like, crazy.
Yeah,
you know, because you're dealing with guys who are like they'll try and recruit your kid, and then they'll be like, all right, in order to get into the gang, often you have to get beaten up for 10 minutes,
or kill someone,
or you have to how do you say, you have to mug someone or something. Yeah. So you're dealing. It's a different level, man. You're dealing with all kinds of stuff, you know.
Imagine you see a murder. You'll be I think it's definitely easier to kill someone then. And then once you commit your own first murder, you know, it will get easier and easier. I think we always see murder as this huge barrier for the human psychology. But I think once it's done or you experience it, I'm sure it's quite easy for people.
For sure.
And so it's, yeah.
And also, and as you're saying, not just committing murder, but imagine you grow up and in your block, you haven't even seen it, but in your block, you've heard every 2 months, you hear of one person getting murdered. That will desensitize you as well, I think, as you're growing up. And then, you know, so...
There are two stories, actually. So, Shaquille O'Neal, for example, he said when he was a teenager, I think he was 12, he and his friend was walking around and then they saw a car and the friend was saying, hey man, let's just rob this car. And Shaq was like, no, I can't do that. And I actually forgot what happened, but I think the guy continued to rob the car and I think he went to jail. Whereas Shaq, he didn't. And he said what helped him was his dad was a very, very strict military man and he respected him a lot. So he was very, very disciplined. So he wouldn't do that. But he just said, you know, if he had done that, dude, his life would be completely different. Completely different. And all these guys like LeBron, I think, you know, he grew up in a single parent household. I think he didn't grow up in the ghettos or anything, but I think Carmelo did. And his mom made sure that he didn't join a gang, but focus on basketball. You can imagine many people in prison. Who knows, man, if they had just not done that crime, who knows where they could be? You know, it's really sad that just one decision can just alter your life forever.
For sure.
And often these are just kids, right? I mean, it's insane. And then they never get out of it. Once in prison, it's really hard to adjust.
Yeah, because prison sucks. You're just surrounded by people who
are worse. So yeah, you're gonna get
it just becomes a cycle. It's really bad.
So for example, this other guy, Bo Jackson, it was described in Tony Robbins' book, who I freaking love, as you know. Bo Jackson, do you know Bo Jackson? He was a famous athlete who was, I think, a star in both baseball and football, which is insane.
No.
Okay.
No,
so he was. I also don't know him too because he was big in the 90s, but he was interviewed. Apparently, his bike got stolen, or something like that. I think his bike got stolen. He knew who it was, and he freaking got a gun and was pointing at the guy, like from afar. And before he pulled the trigger, I might be telling a wrong story, so I hope there's definitely something similar in the book. So I hope it's the correct story. But he was pointing at the guy, and before he pulled the trigger, he was just like, okay, how would my life look like if I pulled the trigger? And he said, okay, then I'm going to be in prison for the rest of my life. I'm a teenager still. And every single night, I have to fend off adult men who are trying to rape me. And so he just visualized that and he was like, okay, this is not worth it. And I mean, right, but not everyone does that. But that's a powerful exercise of like, okay, what if I do this? What are the consequences? And it was so powerful, so painful, that image of the future, that he was like, okay, no. And then thank God he didn't, and he went on to have a great life, right? At least
speaking of that, like having, you know what I'm saying? You can, that's actually a really good, I watched this YouTube video and a guy said that if you want to get motivation also to do little things, right? Like, for example, getting up and doing 20 push-ups. Think of how you will feel after those 20 push-ups. Don't think of the 20 push-ups, but visualize how great you'll feel that the first thing you did, how great you'll feel after the 30 seconds it takes you to do 20 push-ups, how great you'll feel after that, going into the shower versus just going into the shower without having done the push-ups. That tactic is a great tactic also for as a positive reinforcement, you know? So it's
also negative. I mean, if you just imagine, fuck, I want to eat this cookie, but then you visualize how you're going to be in... Dude, it's almost Christmas. I'm definitely going to watch a movie again. Jingle All The Way.
I'm going to watch it as well. But the thing is, dude, do you want to live stream it together? Dude, why don't we watch it like on the pod?
Oh my god, let's do that.
Oh my god, let's watch it on the pod and like just commentate on it. That would be awesome. Dude, Razvan and Jamil will love it. And Jamil will love it because Jamil is like me. He doesn't celebrate Christmas. So he'll have something to do on Christmas Day.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
But yeah, dude.
All right,
let's talk about the TV show. So you started watching a TV show. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah. So I, at the recommendation of my very Vato Loco friend Pascal, I started watching Sex Education because I wanted to watch a movie. I wanted to watch a show. That was similar to Never Have I, because we're obsessed with Never Have I Ever. I don't know what this show did to us. It's like one of those things where you fall in love with a girl and you don't even know why. Like you're not even. It's that certain something, right? Well, there's a je ne sais quoi. There's something there, and you're just like totally infatuated with her.
I think
that's
what it was.
Never Have I.
But Never Have I Ever. I think it was the writing that was so good, and the characters were really interesting, and then also the voiceover by McEnroe. It's really good.
I love everything about it was amazing, but even when I think back on it, I still wonder why I enjoyed it so much. I think it's just these little things. There's certain little things sprinkled in there because
it wasn't like this typical high school TV show.
It was very
it was just more mature and realistic.
So I was like, I called Pascal and I was like, hey man, I need another show like Never Have I Ever. This show, I can't watch any shows anymore. And then you told me to watch Sex Education, which I would say is similar on a superficial level. It's similar, but once you actually watch it, I would say it's very different.
Very different.
But I think I loved this show for the same reasons. There's just little things in there which just make it amazing.
I mean, I think it's also very important, this show, because it's about sex education, and they talk about sex being something very normal, and they talk about the feelings behind it, and it's
really realistic how it is with because all these movies like American Pie, great movies, whatever, I don't care, whatever. But it's like it's always like, oh, the guy wants to get laid, the girl like isn't sure, and then it's like, oh, it becomes this really romantic like thing. Great, that's I guess how it is. But in this Sex Education, it's so funny because they show like the awkwardness and the rawness and how, what I mean, and that's what I think is awesome, and that's what I think really brings you back to it. It also makes it so relatable in that sense because you know what I mean, because it's so it's a freaking amazing show. The acting is just insane. I love how all British actors, like they're all like 22, 23, but they all look like they're 16. Like they all look the role. Whereas in the US, when they're 22, 23, they all look like fucking football players. I don't know what is like Britain.
No, dude. For high school shows, they always recruit these 27-year-olds, 26-year-olds.
Yeah, they
look
like
as if you and I were playing a high school. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
exactly. And like we wouldn't even be the bullies. Like they would recruit us, and then they would recruit some like extra hardcore looking guy to like bully us. In the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can pass as a bully, to be honest. You're so good at it.
I mean, the things I say, but I don't think physically I'm not so important unless I
dude, look at samurai. Samurai, dude, I've met so many Asian men in my life who are very small, but dude, the way they speak and look at you, dude, you get so scared. And those are the samurai type people.
Oh yeah, okay, but probably the sword helps as well, right? So, like pointing at sword. Anyways, but
that was a good impression, by the way.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
So the show is freaking
you think
amazing.
The Japanese Prime Minister talks to that other four, heads of state like that as well?
Oh no, not other heads of state, but definitely the people under him,
right?
Like his ministers. Like if his ministers mess up, he's just like,
Nandayo.
And but the show is freaking amazing. The acting is like brilliant. This main guy, Asa Butterfield, did you know
he's in Ender's Game, which is one of your favorite books? I bought it for that reason. I'm gonna read it.
And I actually, so I watched the movie once. I actually really liked the movie.
Oh, okay. I heard it's not so good.
But I only watched it once. And maybe I liked it because I knew the book so well, so I knew maybe there were things missing in the movie that I filled in my head because of the book. I don't know, but I thought the movie was all right. The book is my favorite book, and also Asa Butterfield, this guy is like such an amazing actor.
He's really good,
also, and also there was a rumor. There's a rumor that he was actually supposed to be Spider-Man. On Reddit, there's a rumor he was supposed to play Spider-Man, and then he wrote something on Reddit that was kind of like pointing towards him being Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden he didn't have the job.
Oh well, in the end, Tom Holland is, I think, better in that role. I think he's
sure, but anyways, we could have we can look it up. But anyways, that was the thing. There was
a rumor that Donald Glover could be Spider-Man too. So I don't,
And also, I just want to mention the last thing is that Gillian Anderson has.
Dude, I was about to say.
She's been a part of my life. She's been a part of my life since I can remember, since the X-Files.
Yeah.
Since like 1991, since I have like conscious memory, I can remember getting. And how is it that she looks better? As the quality of television gets more and more precise, she's getting older. So she's got both of those things that theoretically should be working against her, but apparently they work for her because she just looks better as time passes.
Yeah. Also, just her aura, I think.
Yeah, man. She comes like.
Je ne sais quoi. That, I mean, I guess we do know.
But dude, she like. The American Pie MILF, like she was the original, but she fucking blows her out of the water, man. She's like nothing compared to the
incredible. I agree. Incredible.
Yeah. Anyways, so
you know who's also really? I mean, it doesn't matter. So I agree. She also, I mean, plays this character who is kind of a cougar.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, she dates like a bunch of younger guys. And then the other guy, the Swedish guy, was actually really nice.
I really like the Swedish guy. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's cool.
It was cool.
But yeah, it's a super awesome show. I definitely recommend it. Check it
great
out.
show. I think because I also thought Sex Education. Oh, it's like a high school, like Riverdale. I haven't even seen it, but I was just so turned off by it. Even by seeing the trailer.
Oh, Riverdale is a piece of trash.
All that,
I watched, I think, 1 or 2 seasons, and it's.
Oh wow! Okay.
The only good thing about it is that it's based off the Archie comics, so that's really cool. You know Archie comics?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then there's nothing in the show that's interesting to you.
I mean, the characters, for example, they're in high school, but they look like they're 30.
Yeah, because they are.
And dude, also let's not forget in Sex Education, his best friend, really good actor, Eric.
Yeah, Eric, amazing.
And
I love also his
story.
His storyline's amazing.
Yeah.
And also Adam, I love this guy.
Yes.
This guy's acting is so good.
Yeah.
Like there's so many levels to a lot of these characters, the way they act, and
also
they're not just caricatures.
What a twist, I did not expect
the
that.
whole
like,
thing.
whoa.
I mean, I don't think spoilers because Razvan and Jamil, I'm not sure if they've seen the show yet.
Watch it though.
Yeah, definitely watch it, guys. I don't know, Jamil.
What happened to Nav, by the way? He's in India right now, but
Nav.
Yeah, dude, we also Nav also listens in every now and then.
Jamil, Nav, Razvan. And
maybe
I was told that your mom listens to every single episode. So
let's see. Oh Sook, man, we talked so much about
oh snap.
Annyeong, hello. But yeah, well, speaking of listeners, well, thank you, Mom, for listening. But I'll speak to her on the phone. Speaking of listeners, we actually have a call from a listener.
Oh no way, dude! You've been hustling. Oh shit.
Here we go. So
episode 30.
Is it? Damn, is it 30? Oh wow,
it's episode 30. Okay. I wanted to mention it at the beginning, but I forgot.
Can you imagine how we've grown from 0 listeners to 3 listeners? Isn't that?
Oh, dude, that's what an insane growth. I think by the end of the year we might have 3.5. There'll be
hey, dude, that's infinite growth, man. From 0% to that's amazing.
That's true, infinite growth. Yeah. True that. All right. That's what we're aiming for as well.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna show you the video as well because I'm not so sure who it is, to be honest, and you'll see why.
I'm a little bit nervous, guys. Okay. Hello, my name is Pablo Hernandez Fernandez Francisco. Almost forgot my surname. I'm so nervous. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm going to be talking with Ali and Pascal from the Kimchi Curry podcast. It's my favorite. I listen to it every week. So what I wanted to say is I'm a big fan of you guys, just so you know. Yes, I'm from Uzbekistan, as you can tell by my name. And yes, here's my question, okay? What is... I'm so nervous. Okay, I can do it, I promise. I'm the biggest fan. What is your goals for the next year and for the next 5 years in your life and professionally? Thank you so much.
Wait, what's the name? Pablo from Uzbekistan?
Pablo Francesco, something or the other from Uzbek. I just want to say before we answer the question, Pablo, thanks for the video message.
Thank
and
you.
Also, even though what's his name, Borat says that Kazakh is better than Uzbek, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Uzbek is better than Kazakh. All right, let's answer the question.
And many Koreans live in Uzbekistan, or Kazakhstan as well, actually. But yeah, just so if any Uzbek listeners are there, this person is a friend of ours. Just we're saying, we might.
I think they really thought. That it was like a guy from Uz. They're like, who's this?
Pablo.
They were like the one guy who's called Pablo. They're all calling him like, yo man, why you talking?
Yeah. Hey Pablo, thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks, Pablo.
Thank you
Francisco.
so much.
Yeah.
Hey, Pablo
don't
Francisco
be nervous.
is that
Don't
great
be nervous.
comedian, by the way.
Look, I know how it is meeting your idols. Don't be nervous. We're
Hey,
also human beings.
Hey.
I know we have a little more money than you. We're a little cooler than you. We got a little more cool stuff going on. But we're just human beings at the end. We also get sad. We also poop. Just imagine us pooping, yeah? It'll help you.
We don't have more money than Pablo, so...
That's true, we don't.
Yeah.
Pablo has more money than us.
Yeah, Uzbekistan has... Anyways, so, well, thank you so much for calling in, Pablo. As Ali said, don't be nervous. Thank you so much for calling in. And... What are your goals for 5 years?
So what's your goal? Let's say the first is the next year.
And no, over 5 years. Let's do a comedy plan right now.
He said what's your goal for next year, and then also what's your goals for the next 5 years.
And for private and career.
Private
right?
and professionally, yeah.
Oh. So for next year, definitely become a better comedian. I mean, that's a lifetime goal, I guess. So ongoing. But really do more in comedy and also grow my online presence, grow this pod next year and the next 5 years. And yeah, that will be for next year, I would say. What about you?
For next year, I would like to... Well, so next year we could... I think we'll easily make 60 episodes, but I would like to... We definitely can't make 100, right? That's not even feasible.
I mean, you could, but we should... I mean...
No, it's not even feasible because there's 52 weeks. So
yeah, but if we
in terms of the podcast...
Weeks,
yeah, but we wouldn't do that. In terms of... so the podcast... I mean... we're testing more. I think, I don't know, some goal. Let's say we get to 80 episodes. That's another 50 episodes from this episode. So for the podcast, 80 episodes, I think I would like to have a steady income from comedy. So I was earning
over next year or 5 years?
This just next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like next year I would like to have a steady income rather than earning here and there. Mm-hmm. That's what so comedy, podcasts. Professionally, I mean that is professionally, but like in terms of my job, I don't know. I don't really want to think about my job. So let's move on. And personally, I want to strengthen my relationship to Pascal in the next year. I want it to be even stronger. And
what's the next level in our relationship?
That's it. I don't know. That's the wondrous thing about our friendship is that there's still even though we know each other so well, there's still stuff to be discovered.
Right. All right, cool. Yeah, same here.
I guess
my relationship with you and my friends.
And I'm not. This is not a cop out, but I think the next 5 years, I think it requires a little longer thought for the next 5 years. And I'm also kind of in a 1 year. Like I kind of plan my stuff. I don't even spend a year planning my stuff. I spend kind of like a month. I do it. I have an overall plan for the year, and then I just kind of month by month go. Is how I track it, kind of.
Nice.
So
nice.
I think so. That's why I would.
Do you
say
still
that
track that way? By the way, the Noah Kagan way.
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I did that. I did that last year. First, was it the first or the second?
Year.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I did it last year on the 1st of January.
2020. Yeah, it definitely was this year.
Yeah. You're right. I did it for 2020.
Yeah.
On the 1st of January, I did it for 2020, and I'm gonna do it again for 2021, which is basically the structured manner of like working backwards from the year. Yeah.
Right.
So that's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I think that's reverse engineering. That's awesome. Personally, I did not mention that also strengthened my relationship with you and my friends and family. And
yes, all of that. That's what I meant. I feel like as long as I focus on strengthening my relationship with you, all the other relationships I have, which are like second tier, they all get strengthened by proxy. So that's how. It's simple. It's simple strategy for me.
What about in the next 5 years? I mean, I don't know about next year, but in the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years, I hope that our relationship is so strong that we literally just fuse into one being. We just become one
synergy,
one amalgamated being. And then when we talk to people, we're like, we are feeling hungry. Basically, we become like Venom. Like you're Eddie Brock. Well, you know that.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I basically become your like. I'm like, hello. I cocoon you.
Are you the evil, the devil or the angel?
Well, in Venom, they're kind of both in the middle, and they both just kind of complement each other. So I think that's what I would. That's the kind of relationship I would like with you. Symbiotic relationship I would like with you. Yeah.
How about professionally? Next 5
years, just make a lot of money, but nothing. I don't have it. I don't have specific goals. I think I would have to think about it in terms of 5 years specifically. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't think about it too so much. 5 years is a bit long, right? It's hard to.
It is, but I think
it's good to know like the direction.
Yeah, I don't think it's the thing right now. As I mentioned, the 1 year thing is for me like a really that's really structured, really detailed discipline. I write it down, blah blah blah. So that's for me right now how I'm going about it, and maybe at some point I'll do an actual 5 year like structured thing.
Yeah.
What about?
I mean, I think for both of us,
did
5
you mention
years.
5 years?
No, for both of us, I think over the next 5 years, we definitely want to be able to live off of comedy completely.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
And I think we will have other income sources.
I mean,
but
like honestly, I want. Sorry, dude, I keep interrupting.
You do keep interrupting me, by the way. But don't worry.
Yeah. No, please finish now.
Well, now I'm interrupted, so you go ahead.
Oh, dude, come on,
it's also passive aggressive. No, but I think we interrupt each other quite often, both of us.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So please go ahead.
So I think already in the next year I would like to end the year having just living off comedy. So that's kind of
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I mean, it was kind of so that's kind of my goal for the end of this.
Is there enough
just
money in comedy right now? You know what I mean? Also with COVID happening.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, yeah, but over
this year my goal was to make. I had a certain amount that I wanted to make by the end of the year, and I definitely didn't reach it because there was a freaking pandemic. But the thing is, I'm still happy I made that goal, because in my mind,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and if the pandemic hadn't happened, I would have had a good chance of reaching that goal. Right. Like, I don't feel bad that a pandemic happened that stopped me from reaching my goal. I would have felt bad if I had never even tried.
Right.
And then said, "Oh yeah, but you know what I mean?" But I did try, and then the pandemic happened, and so whatever, that's cool. You know, can't control the pandemic. Can't control.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Pablo.
Before we move on though, what is your 1-year goal for your beard?
Dude, I'm gonna shave it off after the lockdown, I think. Who knows? Maybe until New Year, but definitely on the sides. Here, I'm gonna keep it.
That's really cool, dude. That's really inspirational. For my beard, I'll just keep it as short as possible for multitude of reasons. Let's not get into it.
Oh, okay. I think it's awesome that when you grow it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
In any case, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Pablo.
Pablo, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you so much.
Episode 30.
Episode 30, yeah. So, guys, if you have any questions, please send in any of your questions. And thank you so much for listening. Shout out to Pablo, a.k.a. Let's just plug him here. Simon Gonzalez. We're going to link him on the video
Simon
as
Gonzalez?
Well. Pablo. So... yeah, we're going to link him. Please check out his YouTube as well. And Simon and I run a weekly show on Wednesdays. So if you want to ever come, Joke Wars, it's called. Please come on over. Ali will be there once he's in Berlin as well. And in the meantime, please follow Ali at Ali the Hasnain on Instagram. And me, Pascal Hausberger, on Instagram as well. Yeah. Any last comments, Ali?
So I guess we'll be probably doing the Christmas one in probably 3, 4 or 5 episodes, because if we continue our weekly schedule, it'll be another 3 or 4 episodes before Christmas, right? So keep your eyes open. 5, 6. Yeah, so keep your eyes open. I guess something like episode 35, 36, something like that will be
Who knows?
Jingle All The Way. Let's do it, man. But that would be awesome.
Dude, it's so boring if people don't see the movie, you know?
Yeah, but that's the thing is they can watch it and then listen to our podcast.
I think we should rather do a video out of it, not the podcast. Anyways, let's talk about
whatever.
It.
We can figure it out.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. We're at episode 30, and you're a huge part of it. Thank you so much. And Ali and I are really grateful, and we're looking forward to the next 30 plus more.
Exactly. Stick around, because in 5 years, we're going to be one being. We're going to have a symbiotic relationship, and there will be no more Ali and Pascal. It will just be Pali.
Right.
We're working on the name, though. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Peace.